I'm Danny, and today we're going to be talking about the new updates that came out for the Square Golf launch monitor. So I did a video a little while back comparing practice modes on the Square, on the Rapsodo, on GS Pro, and Square just released some big updates for their app we're going to walk through today. If you're interested in playing sim golf without a subscription, the Square launch monitor is a great way to do it, and some of these software additions, I think they make the built-in software more viable than it was before. I've got the app up on the iPad here. We've got the driving range up. Bottom line up front, the big thing that I've seen changed is the dispersion map on the driving range. It's pretty nice. It's better than what Rapsodo has. It's better than what GS Pro has in some ways. I'm gonna see if the course plays any different too. I know one of my biggest pet peeves was that you couldn't take more than 3 mulligans per round. We'll see if that's changed in course play or what else is different. There's some different kind of session management, so we can look at our shots across a session, clear them out, save that, reload one. We'll look at all that today. So one of the things I want to look at now is, in a session on the driving range, if I switch between clubs, how does the data view show me those different clubs? Let's take a look. So let's start a new session. Let's call this one, I don't know, compare. Done. Okay. Continue. So we're starting off with a 3-wood. So we'll hit a few shots with a 3-wood. We'll switch over to another club. And what I'm curious about is I'm curious if you can filter a single session by club when you're looking at the data or not. So a few shots with 3-wood. My 3-wood, one of the things you might notice here is the club data isn't filling in on the right, and that's because I haven't put the little sticker that I need on my 3-wood for the Square Launch Monitor to register the club data. So I'll show you on the other clubs when I get there. I just haven't gotten around to it. I don't hit my 3-wood a whole lot, but that's why I have no club data. Not bad. Maybe I should hit my 3-wood more. All right, so we've hit 3 with the 3-wood, and this shows us our dispersion circle around those 3 shots. Now let's say we want to move into irons. Maybe we want to hit 8-iron. I want to mention this is what the little piece of tape looks like that helps track club data. So if the club doesn't have this piece of tape, which comes with the Square, you're not going to get club data registered. Not great. That's pretty good. 150. There's our dispersion chart. It's short and right. It's not, not amazing. If we want to compare this against the 3-wood, we can click on session, and what we can see now is this compare session has an 8-iron and a 3-wood. And we can click between them. We can see the averages. We can see the dispersion chart, or the dispersion diagram rather, in the bottom right. 3-wood, 8-iron. And if we want to delete, like if we have an outlier and we want to delete, I don't know, which one's my short shot? We want to delete that one, we can delete the shot and you'll see the dispersion updates. We could leave the session, we could come back, we could reload this another time, and we can keep hitting shots to add them to that same session's shot data, which is pretty cool. All right, so now we're going to look at closest to the pin game mode. I'm not sure if anything changed in this game mode, but let's check it out. Let's say we want to try to shoot for, I don't know, 160 yards. So it looks like the main thing that has changed here is really the setting, the graphics, the background. The mini map still doesn't show me where my previous shots land, so once I've hit a shot, I'm on to the next shot. All right, so I'll be honest with you, this is not my favorite game mode. It doesn't show me where my ball landed in relation to the pin, aside from giving me the yardage countdown at the end of my rollout. I really wish this would show me right now where my previous shot landed. I don't know how much time I'd spend in here versus driving range. All right, so that's closest to the pin game mode. Looks like the main thing that changes is really visuals. Still can't see shot over shot, still can't see data across the session. Let's move on to something else. Let's go ahead and try the putting practice. I don't know what would change on putting practice versus how this was set up before, but we'll go ahead and hit a shot here. We've got 5 feet I think we can change that distance. Oh, so we do have session data here. So if we hit this, we can change our distance. Let's move this out to like 15 feet and back. So we're at 15 feet now, and in the session, so we can track session data here. We'll just call this first. Continue. All right, so 15 feet. I've got about 10 feet from where I put to the screen, so that gives me a little bit of a distance reference. And we missed just right. And just let's third time's a charm. All right, so that's 3 shots in a row. I'm kind of curious what this looks like in the session data. So if we click session, shot over shot, ball speed, direction, all that stuff. Nice. I think that's an improvement. The putting mode's actually pretty good practice. There's no way to set different breaks or anything as far as I can tell. Now, one of the things I'm really curious about is what's changed in course play, because in the other video I'll link to above, one of the things that bugged me about this, about the Square Launch Monitor software, was that you can only take 3 mulligans in a round. Let's see if they've changed that. If we want to play a game, this uses some of our tokens. This comes with 1,000 tokens when you buy it. So this has wind strength, front 9 outer in, back 9 outer in, course, green speed, all this stuff. Let's look at our course selection. So these look to be the same ones I remember. 1 player, lazy dogs, wind strength light, concede distance 2 feet, sure, go. This tells me we're going to use a credit per hole per person. So if I play 1 hole, this will deduct 1 credit from my balance. If I play 1 hole with 2 people, 2 credits, etc. All right, so one of the things that always bothered me on the built-in app was I can only take 3 mulligans every 18 holes. So let's hit our tee shot here. Let's try to take a mulligan, and we'll see if that limitation is still here or if that's one of the things that they fixed in the latest releases. It might be out to the right, but it felt pretty good. Just off the fairway. So if I wanted to take a mulligan, this little reset button or refresh button is what triggers that. And you can see here I've got 3 mulligans remaining. So if I use 1, I've only got 3 left to use the entire round. So I'll hit 1 more just to show you if we had a misread or something and we had to take a mulligan, or if we just wanted to. Maybe I really want to practice this tee shot. Not really one of the things we can do well with the Square. Terrible shot, even farther to the right. All right, but I don't even have the chance to take a mulligan here, so it's automatically going to assess me my penalty for the out of bounds, and I can't take a mulligan even if I wanted to. This menu button doesn't bring anything up beyond the settings for the round. All right, so let's hit another one. And now, again, if I want to take a mulligan, the option to take a mulligan is not even there. All right, so 94 yards, got my gap wedge. But let's just say we want to try that shot again. There's no mulligan option. So I'm really limited to 1 mulligan per hole, 3 per 18. So we took a look here at some of the updated practice modes in the Square Launch Monitor app on the iPad. The driving range, it's a lot of fun. You can do a lot there. The course play, it's sadly unchanged. The things I didn't like about it then are still there. The closest to the pin game mode, it's a little boring. You don't get to see your shot data, shot over shot. You don't get to see sessions or historic breakdowns of any of that stuff. So for me, I'd rather just play in the driving range. I know the driving range doesn't have a target. That's one of the drawbacks to the driving range, I think, on the Square. The other comparisons I make are still largely valid. So if you're interested in how this stacks up versus Rapsodo software or GS Pro, check out this video above. And I kind of walk through it comparing all of the different practice modes. I haven't done a full course play walkthrough, but I might do a video comparing course play across all three of these systems as well. So those are my thoughts. It's a lot for free. It's a lot more than you can get anywhere else for free. All the ball data, all the club data, all of the driving range capabilities. So take a look, let me know what you think. But if you're a garage golfer on a serious budget and you really can't think about spending $250, $500 a year, it might be a good option. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.